us know and from your side that what you feel are challenges with the healthcare. First of all, I like to say here that when we talk about health, what is health? It is not easy to define. Is it the absence of disease? Is a health? No, it is more than that. What is more around health? Our emotional health, our psychological health, our mental well-being, and more than that, in the context which we are forgetting is also our spiritual well-being. So the health has to be seen holistically. Holistically. That is one thing which I would like to say. The second point I like to add here is that when it comes to health, the health differentiates with parameters around us, which is ecology. Who is living next to us? Not just what man is living next to us, which birds are living around us, what kind of air we are breathing, what water we are drinking, and also what kind of other ecology is around us. So health is in totality. It is in totality. Those people who have been living near the seashore, for their staple food has been fish. So how do they cope up with the food which comes from the ocean, and different food comes from different parts of ocean. So it is in totality, and the spiritual part of that which is lacking should not be forgotten. So if I am wrong anywhere, please I need correct it, but that is what the health is considered. Now I think in the morning it was mentioned that we are already intelligent. So, and now we want to become super intelligent by using the artificial intelligence. So you are all experts in your own domains of artificial intelligence, but when it comes to health applications, the health applications are enormous. And particularly in a country like India, where the information so far has been in every family being transferred from mother to son to grandson, that if you have a stomachache, you could just use some kind of a home remedy, for example, a heat which they used to apply on nails. If a newborn baby has got a flatus, I just want to give you one example that my son is now 29 years. So 29 years ago, one evening or one late night, my baby will keep on crying and my wife will keep on feeding him. So my old mother was sleeping in the next room. When nothing happened for a couple of hours, this process kept on going on. She came. He says, "What is the problem?" We thought he is hungry. No, he is not hungry. He has got flatus. So what should we do? He said, "Just bring some hot water bottle, keep it on the tummy. Flatus will pass away and you will be fine." So now that intelligence, which was there, wisdom, because we have to also see what is wisdom, what is intelligence. So intelligence will calculate 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6. But wisdom will say that when 6 is applicable to what situation. So we have to combine AI with wisdom. So that is what I am just thinking from a different perspective. Now the applications. Now what are the AI applications in healthcare? So say for example, my field is facial defects, or birth defects of face, and I have a person who comes to me that his half of the face is gone and I have to reconstruct. So what is my starting point? So my starting point could be the other side. And if an artificial intelligence system can tell me that you replicate this part into this part in this way, and you 3D print it, and my half of the job is done, half of the job is done. So this is a little bit advanced application, but the simplest application would be that in a remotest area of say Podi Garhwal, there is a village where a particular kind of symptoms occur more often than in other village. So I think there has to be some system based on the value of water, food habits, drinking, air, water, communication, bacteria, fungus, virus, that how AI can help us, because clinical decision making, that will be very difficult. So for a clinician, a fever is a fever, a symptom cough is a cough, but in what factors, what other reasons are there, perhaps in this data analysis AI can help us. Now what was said in the morning was something very important, that AI starts from the basic accuracy of the data, because it is the big data on the basis of which AI is giving us information to a doctor. So now, what is missing part in our country in most of the situation is that our data is inaccurate. If somebody will ask me that, do you have any disease? आपकी दवाई लेता हूँ, but I am okay. Then you ask the doctor, ask him again, आप क्या दवाई खाते हो? सिर्फ शुगर की गोली खाता हूँ और एक ब्लड प्रेशर लेता हूँ, और कुछ नहीं. वॉक करते हो? वॉक नहीं करते. तो now this is the important information in the management. So now very often we have to dig out this information from the patient on a verbal communication. But if this information through, say for example, digital health card is available to us, and that all that information collated together, analyzed, can give that general practitioner information that in particular this district the water fluoride levels are about 7, optimum is 1, and because of the 7 fluoride level, these are the kind of possibilities of this disease can happen. So that general practitioner already has find a way out. So there is an early fracture, there is a back pain, there is other issues. So the applications of AI are huge. So we were having some discussion in the morning that can there be a way out, that there can be a small robot which can go inside our gut and see there what is good, what is bad, and detect, take a photo, even take a biopsy. So that is more of a robotic and automation, but they would also need some kind of an artificial intelligence to be added. So some of the applications which are already on and where clinical decision making is being facilitated to great extent is, for example, in 3D imaging, in CT scans. So if you have a lesion in the chest, instead of a doctor going through 3 times, 4 times, or 10 times, thousands of slices to review each slice, the artificial intelligence can tell us that 80% of the lung is fine. You have to focus on this 20% of lung. And then the clinician can focus more on that 20% of lung and then tell us that whether it is a COVID pneumonia, or it is a non-COVID pneumonia, or it is some cancer or some disease. So the super intelligent, a doctor can become super intelligent. He is assisted like this. So I just want to give you one example that, for example, now what they do is they do the cell morphology. You see the blood film, whether this blood film, the cell structure, the color, the intensity, the shape is a cancerous blood or a non-cancerous blood, for example. So there is artificial intelligence working already, and a quite lot of diagnoses are being at least told that this particular cells in white blood cells in the blood are not of the type which are normal, they are abnormal, but if they are abnormal, what type of abnormality, and then the clinician or the pathologist can focus more that what abnormality is there in what area, whether it is what type of cancer it is. So the applications are from prevention, pre-diagnosis till advanced treatment. So in a nutshell, I will just like to say this, and then more discussion. I am open to questions, or even there is a lot we can talk, because it's a big subject.